Have you ever had one of those weeks where you tell yourself you just need to go outside and touch grass, Annette? Well, you might not call yourself Annette, but you know what I'm saying. And, well, I would just love to. And, well, not too long ago, a few days ago, we had this particular weather. And then it's gone up to plus 15 and melted a whole bunch of stuff. So there indeed is grass. It's kind of wet, it's kind of soggy, but I was able to do one of the grossest chores of spring there is. I ran around picking up Gus's poop. 2 big bags of Gus's poop. Now's the time to do it. You could find it. The grass has not stopped growing yet or started growing yet. So yeah, running around picking that up. You know, trying not to wreck the back again, which is, a thing. So glad to have that chore done. But I would just love to take my shoes off and start walking around in bare feet on the grass here. And I'll do that as soon as things dry up just a little bit. It's too wet, it's too cold. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain. The next 2 days it's supposed to snow. So it's going to be a little while. This is my week 5 of my health reset. And I've done actually very, very well. Quite pleased. Let me see, I'm going to check. Last Monday, my weight was 191.1 because it had gone up. Today it's 187.8, so I dropped 3.3 pounds, which I am just thrilled about. And over the last 5 weeks since I've started, I've lost 8.4 pounds, and I'm just going to keep on going. I'm quite happy about that. And one of the things I was doing, because I was watching a gal I really like, growing bolder, she talked about her 75 medium, because there's that 75 hard that those in the fitness world know about. And I took a look at the hard one and the soft one, and there's also, I just wanted to fine tune it to my own. And because I made a crack off about it, sort of sounded like Goldilocks, right? It's too hard, it's too soft. I'm just gonna stay here. And so I'm calling it my Goldilocks 75. And I looked for sheets online, so I have one of the 75 hard and one of the 75 soft, and I put in my my hard goals and some softer options for myself that I'm going to keep to as best as possible. Now the first one is to walk 10,000 steps a day, and now that it's nicer out and not so gross, it's much more easier to do. And I'm going to do that with a weighted vest, which I did today, or my rucksack. As I lose more weight, I'll use the rucksack because I can put more weight in the back of that. And I've been reading a book about rucking and how they use that in the military to get the guys all fit. And so I'm going to add that to my repertoire for 75 days at least to see how that all goes. I am doing your keto lifestyle, kind of keeping the carbs low, keeping the protein higher, and some good fats along there. And I'm also doing that with intermittent fasting, which is what got me to my goals for this week. And I'm trying to keep that to 20 hours of fasting a day and a 4-hour eating window a day. But I move that window around depending on what I'm doing and if we're going out for supper or whatever the plans are. That's how I'm handling that. To drink lots of water. I know the 75 hard said to drink a gallon. That's just a bit much. So I'm thinking maximum 12 cups. We'll see if I can do it. Whew. Resistance train every day, because the older we get, the more we have to keep working on our muscles, because we keep losing muscles each year after we're 30. And so I'm going to be doing that, and that's also part of that rucksack walking, doing weighted walking. That also helps with the resistance as well, so I'll work on that. And Owen did put together the weight training wider thing in the garage. I'll work on that. I'll make sure it's all put together and good. And I found some exercises for my poor back, and I got a sort of a strap that you can attach weights to, that you can do some sort of lifts with your back and to strengthen it, and so I'll give that a go. It's hard to explain. I can show you a picture. I think that'll be more like it. And that'll be more in my mobility hello cat. The mobility flexibility part of my trainings for 75 days, because yeah, you get up in the morning stiff. You sit for a little bit and you get up to get out of the chair, and you gotta walk for a while till you can get upright, and that's just not great. And I'm only 60. This should not be happening already. So I'll get working on that. I got plans. See the plans? See, there's the 75 hard. Oh, and the 75 soft. And I'm planning on being in bed by 9, and that is actually a joy, because one of my favorite things to do anymore is, at the end of the day, just crawling into a nice quiet bed and relaxing. Just love it. Remember when you were a kid and you couldn't be forced to go into bed? Now, good Lord, if I have to stay up till 9, that's pushing it. But that's also to get enough hours of sleep in before we have to get up to get Jasmine off to school. And I saw a couple of videos for face exercises, because, well, I got some jowls coming here, and I got some double chins growing there, and well, a lot of it's because there's a lot of weight tucked in these dick-a-buckin of mine. But I was practicing some, and you don't want to do this in public because you just make the most horrible faces, right? One is you kind of drop your jaw and you stretch it out. Another one, you kind of make faces like, make some weird ass faces. And there was one, oh my goodness, you're supposed to like jut your jaw out. And I was doing that, and my TMJ just popping and snapping and hurt, and it was just not cool. So I might just not do that last one because it just hurt. Off to the soft side. To read at least, for me, a half hour or 10 pages. I'm more likely the half hour because I'm an avid reader, and I have a fabulous library of mostly nonfiction. So, and it says to do this reading of nonfiction, and I'm doing that. And right now I'm working on, of course, that Rucking book. I'm working on a couple about Alzheimer's. Because in my family, not sure exactly what was wrong with Grandma, but she was strapped down in a wheelchair screaming in a long-term care facility. There is certainly mental illness in the family. For Owen's side, his mom passed from Alzheimer's, so there's that genetics in his family. And I'm learning what I can to prevent or to decrease risks, because yeah, I'll talk about it on another one, but there's a lot of your nutrition, your exercise, your stress, your sleep, that certainly affects bringing on Alzheimer's. There's a whole lot of myths that have been busted about it, and I'm going to be doing more researching. And once you get going in it, the time goes fast, and that half hour just whizzes on by. Of course, I'm weighing in daily. That's fun sometimes. I use a lumen. It measures your carbon dioxide. You suck air through it, hold it for 10 seconds, and blow that air back out through it. And it reads on whether you're burning carbs or burning fats. I do that twice a day. I do it in the morning after sleep, and I do it in the evening before I go to bed, just to see where I'm at. I am going to be working on my instruments for about a half hour every day, and I hope that encourages Jasmine too. And I'll also be practicing dancing now that my back is not too bad. You just got to keep moving. I think the best thing for me is not to sit. See, dancing is my therapy. And I remember being part of the dance team, and you could dance for hours and you'd be fine, whereas I couldn't jog for 5 seconds. I'd just be running out of air. So there's something about dancing and music, and it just puts you in a different place, and you're able to do that kind of cardio for longer. And it helps you with your brain. You're paying attention to things, you're learning steps, you're learning new stuff, and it's all very, very good. Of course, I'm tracking all that progress in a weight loss diary by Jory Ames. I love the book. I've got 10 million of them because I always start over. So then I start over with a fresh book. because I really like it. And let's see. And that's my Goldilocks 75. And this was actually a really good week. I enjoyed it immensely. My son got a hold of me. He wants to arrange a time to pick up a bunch of his belongings that have been living in our quonset for like 5 years, blocking. I mean, I wanted to throw it, I wanted to give it to the girl guides. I wanted to get rid of it because it just, you can't do anything in the quonset on the one side where you could set up a little woodworking thing, or I could put on little courses. There, you can't even be in there. There's just so much of this furniture, and now he is asking for it. So it's, thank goodness, I am pleased to figure this out, and Owen's agreed, and we will hook up and put the trailer on and haul it up to where my son lives. This was also the week for collecting the cans for the Girl Guides, and so Jasmine got a chance to bring them into Rocky and dump them off at the sea can.
Get some more.
Are you guys having lots of luck?
I think so.
Light one.
And it just helps with all their costs and such, because they do wonderful things. They go to the dinosaur museum for sleepovers amongst the dinosaurs. This, I think in 2 weekends, they do a 2-day sleepover. It's just a lot of fun, and it costs money, and these cans certainly help. And poor Jasmine, I wonder if she, Owen and I have been doing a couple chats with her, talks. A year ago, when Jasmine had that terrible visit with her birth mom, and she had not wanted to go for another visit because we were doing those every 3 months, she had asked that it not be till summer 2026. That was her request, and so that's how I'd left it. But it's already April. The birth mom's going to be calling soon to set up that summer visit, so it's like, we better get this all straightened out before that call comes. And when I tried to talk to Jasmine about it, it was kind of like a loyalty thing, and I didn't want her feeling that way. She felt it was like she would be disloyal to me if she went to visit her birth mom, and I tried to make it so that isn't the case. It doesn't bother me. Owen will take Jasmine to these things. It's perfectly fine. So I had Owen do that chat, and when they were going in to drop the pop cans off for the Girl Guides, he asked her about it, asked her what her wishes were, and she said no, she just does not want to do it. She said it was just terrible how her mom was treated, her adoptive mom was treated, and sisters shouldn't treat each other like that. And she also said that she was very upset about having pink clothing put on her. Her birthday gift that was given to her in March was 2 pink sweaters, pink girly things for her hair, and the birth mother knows full well Jasmine does not like pink. As soon as she could make her wishes known when she was like 3, she let us know she did not like pink. And so there's 10 million other colors in the world. We don't need to be doing pink. And sure enough, the whole bag was full of pink, and that really upset her. And that's where she sits on that one. So at least I can plan for that call. And then I had to have a chat with her because this week they start, I think it's called sex ed, or talking about their bodies and changes and such, and I'm glad it's happening, because she certainly started puberty, and I dragged out the book, and it was just her and me alone, and we went through how boys are, what girls are, how babies are made, the whole thing. And the book did include menstruation, so I just did that myself, because she was 10 in January, and her boobs are growing, she's got all the signs, and it's gonna arrive, and I wanted her to be prepared and not scared. So I showed her the Shark Week box we have in the bathroom set up for our granddaughters, because Jasmine might not need it right now, but we have a 16-year-old granddaughter, we have a 14-year-old granddaughter, and things happen, and at least there's stuff if they need it. And so we also prepared a bag with a short set and underwears to keep in her locker, and a Shark Week bag full of, let's say, period panties and liners to keep in her backpack. So that goes back and forth to school and wherever she is. And I did tell her that she might have friends or girlfriends that these things might happen at school, and that if that happens, then it's fine to just offer these things to her friends if they need it, if they're caught unawares. And so that was the chats for the weekend. And yeah, she was very talkative. She was not embarrassed. And yeah, I'm glad we got that all sorted. I was able to tell her about, we even talked about pregnancy, teen pregnancy, consent, private areas on the body. I told her what it was like for me at 17 to be pregnant. And she has a sister who is pregnant at 16, and how much hard and difficult it was to be such a young mom. I mean, you can advance in life, but it's so much harder. And so bringing up these topics to Jasmine, and right now this is not an interest of hers, but that's fine. But I thought I'd start that ball rolling. One of the coolest messages or chats I had was my son's ex, his first baby mama. She's across the country in Newfoundland. She has one of my granddaughters who's turning 13 in July, and the mama decided to start chatting with me, and then she said that this child is becoming interested in her other grandma, and that would be me. She does live almost next door to her mom's mom, so that grandma and family, and of course her husband's parents are also grandparents there as well. But she's getting curious about my side of the family. She's curious about her German heritage, which is mine. And I was just shocked. It was a good thing I was sitting down because one of the messages was that if I was up for it, that she would send my granddaughter to us as an accompanied minor on the plane, and she could stay with us for a week or two in the summer. You have no idea how our history started. It was so awful. It was just awful. And she was so mad that I wouldn't force my son to marry her, and her mom was so mad that I wouldn't force a marriage between my son and her when they were pregnant 13 years ago. I mean, they had broken up a few times. It was just not a good situation, and quite frankly, my son hadn't listened to me since he was like 17, and son's an adult, and you can't force somebody to marry somebody. It isn't a thing, and it's not healthy. And yeah, that was a bad time, and it was such a struggle. But the mom's doing much better in life. She married a really nice guy, a plugged-in guy. She's educating up. She's just doing well, and so then her feelings about everybody else around are much better. And yeah, I was just thrilled. And my husband said, yeah, if you want to, we can just offer to pay for the flight to come out here, and I'll be keeping that in my back pocket too. So right now I'm just messaging back and forth with my granddaughter, which is also fairly new because I've been trying for years now, and granddaughter wasn't into it. I would FaceTime, and she wouldn't be interested either. She'd be arguing with her mom while I'm just sitting there on the table looking at her from the phone. It was just not good. And I would send messages and there'd be no answers. So after my son's ex told me that she was feeling this way, I just started messaging her again, and right away my granddaughter messaged back, and that was kind of cool. And I'll just keep massaging that and encouraging that. And yeah, it was just a wonderful week. And yeah, perfect. I mean, my other two posts were kind of stressful and ick, and this week was just great. And I'm not. I was gonna go touch grass with my bare feet, but no, I'm too cold, too chilly. This is Annette from Carpe Omnia After 60 and my cat Zuko. And I'll see you again in a few days. Take care.